Donald Trump says he is not obsessed with the NFL protest while ignoring Puerto Rico, still struggling to recover after Hurricane Maria, but the proof is in his tweets. Between Friday and Tuesday, Trump tweeted about the NFL 24 times while tweeting about Puerto Rico just 4 times. Since the backlash, he is stepping up, promising to provide aid, and is scheduled to visit Puerto Rico next Tuesday. It's expected to take several months, if not years in some cases, to rebuild destroyed structures, homes, and the power grid. In fact, in the entire agricultural economy, Puerto Rico has been wiped out. The island is running out of water, food, fuel, and other supplies. Trump blamed the delayed response on geography.
We've gotten A+s on Texas and on Florida, and we will also on Puerto Rico. But the difference is this is an island sitting in the middle of an ocean, and it's a big ocean. It's a very big ocean. And we're doing a really good job.
There are things called ships. If cruise ships can travel to those places, I think the U.S. military can travel there. There are also things called helicopters. And these are also American citizens. The U.S. Virgin Islands also in dire need of help. The government just approved more federal funding to help with debris removal and emergency protective measures. Joining us right now, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke of New York. Congresswoman, frankly, I think Trump just learned about 36 hours ago that Puerto Rico, they're American citizens.
Absolutely, and it's a shame.
Seriously, I don't think he had a clue if they're actually American citizens, even though he also left Puerto Rico with a $33 million debt for one of his golf courses that failed. But then he criticized their debt in one of his first tweets about Puerto Rico.
It's a disgrace. We know that, but right now it's just critical that we move every asset that we have into that region, both Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, both 3 states, quite frankly, because there are 3 islands associated with each of those territories, and these folks are basically thrown back into the mid-1800s.
He also will not lift the Jones Act, which has shipping restrictions. I'm trying to understand again why.
You know, there is no rhyme or reason to this administration and what their calls are. I mean, there's probably something that they have to gain from keeping that restriction in place. However, the bottom line to it is that we have got to get to these people right away. They are starving. They have no water. They have no electricity. Their civil societies are devolving right before their very eyes. Individuals with medical emergencies are really struggling right now just to cling to life, whether it's diabetics who need refrigerated insulin, individuals on dialysis. It's truly a human crisis evolving right before our very eyes, and we've got to get there. We've got to get our Navy, our military mobilized, moving out there. Whenever there's a crisis anywhere in the world, we're able to get there to help others. We need to help U.S. citizens that are now in distress.
Right, and that's what's strange here. Shelley, do me a favor, go to my iPad, just so y'all can, I'm resizing this, just so y'all can see. You have the tip of the country, Florida. You see Puerto Rico. You got to go past Cuba, the Bahamas, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. It ain't that hard to get to Puerto Rico. It's not that hard to get to the U.S. Virgin Islands, Angela.
Congresswoman, thank you for your work. Do you think that the president needs to announce immediately a czar, someone here to begin to manage, you know, the resources and the relationships of FEMA and SBA to ramp up and get this moving faster? Absolutely.
I mean, we have people who have no shelter right now, no homes over their heads. There is a massive mobilization that has to take place, and there needs to be someone that coordinates that. We had that in Katrina, and this is akin to Katrina, quite frankly, because when you have people who are living in a civil society that has been totally demolished for over a week now, we know what that ends up being.
Congresswoman, would you be supportive of President Trump calling off the debt to Wall Street? I know that President Trump has tweeted about
he knows debt very well.
Puerto Rico still having this debt, and that's going to be a barrier that they must still pay off, according to his tweets. Would you be supportive of him calling it off?
Both for the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, there should be debt forgiveness. There's no doubt about it. These civil societies are going to have to rebuild from scratch. And that means that right now there's no income coming into these areas.
Congresswoman Greg Clarke.
I'll say very quickly, Congresswoman Clarke, your district, 11th district, is the whole world. How important is it for other members of Congress to join you, the New York delegation? I mean, Carmelo Anthony's father's Puerto Rican, to really join with you all to really support those areas that don't have elected representatives to Congress.
Well, what I can say right now is that we have unanimity within the Democratic caucus in the House of Representatives. It's now time for our Republican colleagues to step up, to speak out, to work with us, to mobilize the resources we need for this region because, again, people are suffering. Kids aren't in school. Medical emergencies are, rampant. We have no hospitals in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
And there's a hospital ship, the USS Comfort. Why
Absolutely.
Isn't it there?
Well, it should have been deployed in the wake of the storm, and unfortunately, there was a massive delay.
Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.